horror has a bit of inoculation to what I think is affecting a lot of the higher up movies right now in the writing, which is just that like it's kind of hard to throw in a message in horror. It's got to make you scared.
Yeah.
As an example, there are movie journalists in recent years that have watched Starship Troopers and then written about how it was actually pro-nationalist. And it's like the movie is critiquing nationalism. That's why you're watching all these funny PSAs of these
Yeah.
gung ho soldiers going off to kill sentient life.
Yeah.
And it's like the mistake people are making now in Hollywood. A lot of it is no one wants to go be lectured at a movie,
Yeah.
and I don't even think that's affecting horror because that's just not in there. I don't know how you'd make that work.
Yeah. There was one movie. I don't remember the title. It came out right when the pandemic hit, and it's about these people get picked up. They get drugged, and they all wake up in this field, and they don't know why they're there. And all of a sudden, these like people start shooting at them, and they're like, "What the hell's going on?" And they're getting picked off, and people are like, getting blown up and shot, and this and that. And it turns out there's these I don't know, a group of affluent rich people that are sitting there hunting them, and it's like done in like a dark comedy. So there's all kinds of like Republican jokes. There's all kinds of Democratic jokes. So it's all fair game. So it wasn't like, oh, it's one sided and all this like crap. It's like it was an equal opportunity to express, hey, both you guys can be a-holes on either side, depending on which extreme. But people take it so damn serious. It's like a sporting event. Like, we got to win no matter what. I'm like, come on, give me a break.
Yeah.
It's just we need to all work together, and until we do, nothing's going to happen. And I don't see any of that happening, and it's really
Well,
disgusting.
yeah, but also like bringing all that stuff into art ruins it as art.
Yeah, it can. It probably won't age well. It depends on how it's handled. Like in that one movie, it was done evenly keeled, where it was kind of like there was no favoritism, but it was just made fun of the stereotypical type of people that would have of each uh, type of character. So you have an engaging cast. You have a bunch of characters that you either love or you hate. These people are such douchebags. You can't wait for them to get nailed, and they're like, "Yeah, they got it. He got what he was deserved." And it's like you root and cheer for these people. Even Knives Out, that whole series was fantastic. Um, you have to be engaging and be entertaining, and when movies just fall flat, it's just you know.
Yeah, and you can tell when someone writes something that's just like they're just trying to hate on the other side. Like I think that's why like Don't Worry Darling fell flat is because once it came out that she vaguely based the villain on a psychologist she doesn't like, it was just like, are you kidding? That had no that hadn't that really didn't hit any mark.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. Is that a new one?
Yeah, fairly new. It was this one where all these they're all I'll just ruin it. The twist is basically they're all in this weird virtual space that the men concocted
Okay.
just to imprison their women so they could live more traditional Republican lives.
Okay.
And in real life, they're wearing these headsets and they're tied to their beds, and the men just like have to take care of them. And then they vaguely related that to a real life psychologist who has been influential to men. So they show them
Wow.
like at the very end of the movie, like getting unplugging from their headset. You see the woman on the bed, and they sit down and they just listen to this guy's podcast that's telling them how to do it. And it's like
Yeah.
that's such a hit piece. It has nothing to do with anything.
It almost seems like a Stepford Wives meets The Matrix.
Yeah,
Um,
but not done well.
okay.
It's like it's shot really well. It's a really beautiful movie. But
Okay.
a lot of the mistake of their writing was the most interesting parts of it were the things they didn't care as much about as making it out like, oh, this guy's ideology is bad. Like in the virtual universe, there's this weird place where the men go every day, and you never know where they're going because you're with the women. You're in their
Yeah.
perspective,
Okay.
and the reality of it was just where they were going every day was the real world. They're unplugging and
Yeah.
going and being incels. And it's like, okay, I would have rather there been a secret thing that they're driving to every day that we eventually get to see. Like, what's the plot?
Yeah. I still want to see it now. I mean, now I'm intrigued. You know.
It had some cool shots in it. I'll give them. It's a well made movie. That's kind of
Yeah.
one of the things that people don't give enough credit to in Hollywood is they're all made at a certain level of great because of the artists that they have access to make them. So even the worst Hollywood movies are still really beautiful.
Yeah. Like one of my favorites are like the John Wick series. I mean, they're just even though it's like the action's becoming too almost too monotonous, it's mechanical and all the things, but some of the kills are like pretty intense. But there's still the John Wick one was so much fun, and you just want him to just get revenge, and it's you're with the character on a journey, and it's fun to kind of follow them and live vicariously. You can't not leave the theater and not be like, yeah, have your adrenaline going, want to drive fast, and get in your Tucson, in your Hyundai, and like, me.
Yeah, I love that those movies too, the John Wick, because the first one's pretty self-contained, but then like it leads pretty much right into the next one, and then the next three are kind of like one after the other. Like you have to watch them all to get the whole story.
Yeah,
Um, doesn't it become kind of funny though that by the fourth film you realize that there is nobody, not anyone in the entire world that is not a secret assassin except
yeah,
for the John Wick's wife and the blind guy's daughter. Everyone else is an assassin.
yeah. It's like, oh, you gotta go. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're entertaining, like all the Matrix movies, and it's neat to see how creative they can expand, those universes. Like even the Star Wars, I know all the different series that they're creating based on different characters and each one's backstory. Uh, it's virtually unlimited. As long as you have money to be able to create these great productions and tell some great stories. So I think it'd be really nice to see independent films be able to showcase some newer talent and let some younger filmmakers step up and try to take the helm.